Well, in this session, we're going to discuss about the data pre-processing. In machine learning, we're going to deal with a lot of data sets. We're going to collect a lot of data sets to develop the models, the machine learning models, right? So in this, we also need to pre-process the data, because as we collect the data will be purely in a raw and unstructured format most of the times. At the time, in order to get it structured, in order to transform this to a structured format, we should be able to pre-process the data. Let us understand the steps involved in the pre-processing the data. As I already told you, data processing is a crucial step in data science that involves transforming the raw data into clean and structured format data, in which what actually are the steps in data pre-processing. The first one is the data collection, which we already spoke about, which we already discussed about. We are going to collect the data in terms of the data sets. Right then, after collecting the data, next we are going to clean the data. What exactly is cleaning, we are going to understand. Then we are going to transform the data. After cleaning, we should be able to transform this data from something to something else, which is usable and ready for creating our machine learning models. And data reduction, we are going to talk about data reduction and data discretization. Now, let us talk about the data collection. Data collection already we discussed about in the previous session. Let us not more talk about it. Yeah. Now, let us talk about the data cleaning. What is data cleaning? Let us say you have collected a data set in which there are various rows and various columns. What is a column? Each column gives you the data with respect to a particular field. Each row gives you a database which belongs to a particular person. For instance, let me show you one example for this. Let us have a look at this. Here, there are several columns. Each column is going to depict a field such as name, age, salary, and department. Each row is going to give you a particular database or the data related to a single person. Right here, there are several people: John, Sarah, David, Emily, and Michelle. And there are ages, there are salaries, there are departments with respect to these people. Now, when you have a look at this database or the data set, you just can find some missing values here named as NAN. Whenever you say NAN, that data is not available during the collection. When you collect, you missed out in collecting these data. For instance, we don't know what exactly is Sarah's age. And similarly, we don't know what is Michael's age. Similarly, we also don't know Michael's salary, right? So, and similarly, David's salary also we don't know. So, whenever we don't know, rather we are unable to collect the data, rather we are unable to retrieve these data elements with respect to a particular person or a particular row. How we are going to deal with the data? Because these are going to create some inconsistencies. Whenever there is a missing value, the missing value is going to create some inconsistency, which is catastrophic in developing the models. Models will not be able to perform better if you have missing values, NAN values. So we should be able to deal with these missing values. So this is the first technique in data pre-processing, that is handling the missing values. One technique is handling the missing values is, there are several techniques. First technique is we need to remove the missing values. All those rows with respect to a missing value, all those columns with respect to a missing value should completely be deleted. I'm going to show you. Imputing missing values, rather, we're going to substitute these missing values by something else. What is that something else we're going to discuss? For instance, age of a Sarah, we don't know. This NAN field should be replaced with something else. How do we take that value? What is that something else? We're going to discuss in the next slide. Second thing is removing the duplicates. Sometimes what may happen is when we collect the data, some data will be redundant. Some data will be, repeatedly occur in the data sets. At that time, what we need to do is we should be able to remove that complete entire duplicate. Handling the outliers. Sometimes what may happen is, although we do not want a particular variable, the particular variable may appear in our data set, which is a kind of pick the odd one out. That is completely different from the data set that is being collected. There is some parameter which we do not want to where we do not have any fitting in this data set. That is called an outlier. What is an outlier? For an example, I would like to create a salary report. In this salary report, there, likes and dislikes towards a movie is unnecessary, right? I just want to collect the salary details of some employees to calculate average salary. So I'm creating a database for the salary. On an average, what is the average salary for the IT employees? So I'm collecting the data set in which unnecessarily I got a field. During this collection, during this questionnaire, there is one more column which is included unnecessarily, that is their likes and dislikes towards some particular movie. That is no way related to our database, right? Our data set, right? So there are some outliers which should we be able to handle with care, because those outliers are going to impact our model's performance. So we should be able to deal with the outliers and correcting errors. Whenever there is an error, we should be able to correct the errors. So let us start handling the missing values. What is the missing value here? Here, Sarah's age is not known, and David's salary is not known. Michael's age also is not known. How would we be able to handle this? The first technique is remove the missing values. How would we remove the missing values? Let us understand. In this data set, age and salary columns have some missing values, and Sarah, Michael have no age, David and Michael have no salary. Now see this. Here, we completely deleted all those missing values. Here, we have only John and Emily. Where is John? John's all the values are available, and Emily's all the values are available. So remaining people, values are not available. Okay, so here, whoever is completely having the respective values in the data set will be retained, and the rest of the people, who doesn't have their values in the data set will be removed from the data set. So here what we do is, Sarah is being deleted because in Sarah there is a missing value. It is not fitting into the data set, and also David is not fitting because David also has a missing value, and the third one is Michael also is not fitting into this. So this is one way, and there is another way to completely deal with this. Here we are removing row-wise data. That is, whenever a particular person, some field is not available, some column is not available, that person's data is completely being removed. Another approach is a complete age column will be removed. For instance, if there are more age details are missing, we should remove the complete age column. That is another approach. So here what we do is, we remove completely Sarah and Michael and David. So in which the complete data set would only include John and Emily. Here only John and Emily will be retained in the data set. So here, in order to do this, in Python, what we do is, we'll use the code df.dropNA. What is df? Df stands for data frame. What is data framing? The particular data set which is available in a frame, and importantly pandas, let us say. df.drop now. What is df? Df stands for data frame. In the data frame that we got, we are dropping NA values. What is NA value? NA value is not available. Okay, so all the drop NA values will be removed in row-wise. Next thing is imputation. What is imputation? We are going to substitute the values of, we are going to substitute the missing values by something else. How do we do it? There are several ways. We are going to impute missing values with the mean. The first way is, we are going to substitute the missing values with the average of all the other, values in that specific column. For an instance, there is an age. In that age, Sarah's age is not available. This Sarah's age will be replaced by the average of the other people's age. Similarly, somebody's salary is not available. That somebody's salary will be replaced by all the other guys' average salary. So how do we do it? Simple. In data frame, age will be filled. In the data frame, age column, whenever fill NA, what is fill NA? Fill NA stands for, we are going to fill the age column of not available with the data frame of age.mean. So in the same data frame, in the age column, the average of the age column is going to replace age.fill_NA. What is NA? NA stands for not available. So the code is df, you need to fit into the framework, that is df angular braces, in which the column name should be put in the single quotations dot fill NA. What is fill NA? Fill NA stands for we are going to fill not available data with df age.mean. Here we just need to include another parameter in place true. We are going to understand this when we deal with this pandas and data frames. Similarly, salary also, data frame salary will be in dot fill NA. We are going to fill the not available values with the data frame salary dot mean. At the same time, we also need to say comma in place is equal to true. So in these columns, the average will be filled. We are going to take the average of the other values and we are going to put it in the not available values. Okay, here result is in Sarah's age is not available. The average of all the people is 35. 35 is going to be placed in Michael and Sarah's ages. Okay. And similarly, salary also, wherever the salary is missing, the average salary will be put there. And the next thing is forward fill. What is a forward fill? Forward fill meaning we are going to use the previous value whenever there is a missing value. For an instance, let me show you. Look at this. Sarah's age is not available. At that time, what we are going to do is we are going to take the previous value. We are going to forward it to Sarah's age. Okay, this is called forward fill. And there is also something called backward fill. In the backward fill, what we're going to do is we're going to take the next value and we're going to back propagate it to the previous value whenever there is a missing value. So here 28 is placed here, and similarly there is a backward fill. Okay, this is forward fill. Yeah, similarly there is a backward fill. In the backward fill, we are going to take the next value to the previous value. So these are the ways to handle the missing values in the data set that we have collected. Thank you.